Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about there's a whole item of my order missing. UberEats customer reports missing burger from burger combo. She doesn't expect Uber's response. So it is no surprise that there are times when the order is done wrong in terms of restaurants actually packing it, or the driver may have potentially stolen their food, or even the customer blaming the driver or the restaurant in terms of getting a refund. But the response from Uber is really the hard focus here, it seems. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being discussed in this article, how it actually is for Doordash UberEats for drivers, customers, restaurants, and the platform itself, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. TikToker Casey was surprised to find the burger missing from her Uber Eats order. But even more shocking, Uber's customer service response to her missing item. Okay, maybe I've been in the gig economy for too long, but it's never surprising. At this point, it's actually more surprising for customer service to actually do their job. That's really the surprising part. Casey at Coached by Casey shared her Uber Eats fail in a viral TikTok, along with a warning: boycott Uber Eats. I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. I don't even blame people for wanting to boycott some of these apps. They're expensive. Like, a lot of drivers won't even use the platforms for themselves at all, even if they received a lot of credits or there's a discount on the subject, because it is so expensive. The video has been viewed over 17,000 times as of Sunday. The things you do for content, huh?
This is why we need to stop using Uber Eats. The customer service is absolutely garbage.
I mean, what do you expect? If they're not going to treat us with respect and dignity, what makes you think they're going to treat you guys with respect and dignity? That's just factually accurate at this point.
Here's my order. I got a burger, which was like the main part of the order, and then I upgraded to a poutine with a drink. So here's the order. As you can see, no burger. So I complain because there's a whole item of my order missing.
So the only thing we're actually seeing here is an empty bag with a box next to it and a half-drank soda. For all we know, this order could have been eaten already, and then they complained about it. Whether or not that's actually the case or not, that's how I see this entire situation so far. It can go either way, whether it's real or fake.
What does Uber support say? This order is not eligible for a refund. Hello, this is an entire item missing from my order, and it's the main part of the order. It is a burger combo.
Casey threatens to cancel her Uber One membership. Here's the thing, that would work really well with like a phone company or something, or with a bank or something like that, but that's not going to work here. Yes, it is a lot more expensive to acquire a new customer than to retain a customer, but Uber doesn't care much about that. In fact, if you don't have a membership, they're going to make more money that way per order. Yes, the $9.99 a month allows a level of consistency, but have you seen the fees on this platform? It's insane. They almost make the fees that large, so it is financially irresponsible to not actually sign up for a membership and stick with them. They almost corner you into it. Uber One is a membership service that provides discounts across Uber platforms. Subscribers can save on free delivery and get discounts on certain restaurants and rides. Membership will cost you $9.99 for a month or $99 for a year. But Casey warns the poor customer service might outweigh the membership perks. I don't know, man. As a customer, I have not had that many issues with the orders that I receive, to be honest with you. Granted, I'm a customer that tips well. I'm a customer very infrequently, to be honest. And the only issues I've had were a couple of missing items, and they've treated me right 100% of the time. So my question then becomes, is this customer a no-tip customer? Is this driver actually stealing this order? Did they tip bait the driver? Are they being 100% legitimate? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it can go either way, but who knows? follows. The missing order was especially frustrating to Casey, who is 7 months pregnant. In the video, she explains that the side of fries is not enough for her to eat. I'm not trying to take away from the frustration that you're experiencing. I feel like the whole point of bringing up 7 months pregnant or anything like that is just to gain some sort of empathy, even though it is a frustrating thing. Like, yes, you're a 7 months pregnant person who has gotten half the order, but that's just as frustrating for someone who's not pregnant as it is for someone who is. And even for me, like, I'm a bigger guy. A side of fries isn't gonna cut it for me either. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm not giving more sympathy to somebody for something simply because of the situation they're in. Even though they're 100% right to feel frustrated, I'm not gonna feel even more frustrated for someone simply because they're pregnant or simply because their situation is a little bit worse than mine. I love how people want to just stack all of these other things to gain more sympathy.
Bert, this is your sign. Do better for your customers.
Bold of you to assume that they're going to see that as a sign to do better and not as a sign to find another way to manipulate other people into just accepting the bitch behavior that they treat people with and move on. Commenters related to Casey's experience. I got the you seem to be having a lot of issues with your order. How is that my fault? All I do is place the order and pay. Melid2310 wrote. The people with the most responsibility in this regard tend to try to push the responsibility onto everyone else but themselves. Like, let's say the customer is a tipping customer that 100% treated the driver with absolute respect from the get-go, right? Let's assume that's the case. The driver is responsible for literally taking the bag in which they are handed and delivering it to the customer in the event that they accepted the order. On the flip side of that, we have the restaurant, who is responsible for not only packing the order, but making the order from start to finish, making sure all of the items are available in the bag, and getting it to the driver as quickly as possible. What does the restaurant tend to do? Treat the driver like a third-class citizen. Like, they'll basically ignore them for as long as possible. They'll put the order that they need to make for the driver on the back burner. They don't need to provide actual service. They just need to treat you with the utmost disrespect as possible. And quite honestly, I am had enough with restaurants that act like that to begin with. So we don't know if the restaurant actually did their job or not. We don't know if the customer is trying to scam or not. But really, the driver, assuming that he didn't mess with the order, which is 100% possible, but assuming that it didn't do anything wrong. They delivered a sealed bag to the customer, knocked on the door, if they even knocked on the door. You're pregnant, so they probably didn't. You probably asked for them not to knock, took a picture, and dipped. They said no to my refund a few months ago because the pizza I got wasn't gluten-free, but it would have made my friend so sick. Chloe hates cheese, she said of her experience. I don't know, the person saying Chloe hates cheese, are you sure it's your friend? Or is it you and you don't want to say that it's you because it'll make you sound petty? Either way, if you ordered a gluten-free pizza, you should have gotten a gluten-free pizza. I don't know why I am so combative today, my goodness. One user had an answer for why the order might have been ineligible for a refund. Alex Watson explained, this happened to me, I needed a refund little things a lot for not getting it at all. After asking why it's not eligible a million times, I was finally told that I got too many refunds and the only way I'll know I can get a refund on my account again is by trying to get it and seeing if it works, said the employee. I paid a membership and everything. I hate it. So the only way for you to know that you are not eligible to receive a refund is by giving them more of your money and seeing if you can get a refund again, which will then only build the history of the customer looking like a scammer and building a case that way, while at the same time taking your money. That is some shady shit. Like, I get that there are a lot of customers trying to pull some refund method and stuff, and they're trying to fight that, and they have been fighting that, but damn, that's seriously messed up. The Daily Dot has covered other instances of dissatisfaction with Uber Eats from both the driver and the customer perspective. Robot delivery bots, tip baiting, and consumed orders all beget Casey's question. Seriously, when did Uber Eats get so cheap? Well, first off, delivery robots are not cheap. In fact, it probably costs you more money with the delivery robot than it does with a normal driver, especially with how long it's going to take some of these delivery bots to deliver to begin with. Tip baiting is another one where that's more on the customer. While you can also argue Uber Eats shouldn't be allowing it to begin with, that's more of a customer's action thing rather than just a driver thing. Consumed orders, a lot of cases we have proven time and time again, and this can fall into the same category, even though there's not a whole lot of evidence to support either side. It's more of a he said, she said with a couple of photographs, that the drivers aren't really doing that at all, and it just seems fake. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Here's the thing. They didn't mention anything about tipping here. They didn't mention anything about the customer. They didn't mention anything about the driver or the order. This could have very well have been the restaurant. There's not enough information to claim either side, cap or no cap. But right now, she doesn't have a whole lot of evidence supporting the concept that her order was stolen. It's too circumstantial. It actually looks like an empty bag with a fork in it, that it's quite possible that nobody even went in there to begin with a half-drank soda and a box which could either have the fries and the burger itself, and they just didn't open the box at all. Right now, from a perspective of somebody who is on the customer service side, I'm looking at this and I'm like, there's not enough evidence to support a refund. Even if she never asked for a refund before, it doesn't look like that's the case. Why are you withholding information here? And why are you claiming that Uber Eats is cheap when it could very well be the driver and it could very well be the restaurant? I feel like there's a lot of questions that I don't have answered here. Could she have very well have done this for the clout and attention? Possibly. I mean, at 17,000 views, it's not much, but it's something. Yes, she's 7 months pregnant, but that feels more like a sympathy play than a reason to give you a refund. I don't know, man. I don't think this has enough legitimate evidence to call either way. In fact, I'm kind of leaning towards the cap here. But let's pretend for a second that it is real. Drivers shouldn't be eating burgers. Assuming that that's the case, she didn't seem to blame the driver at all. She didn't seem to blame the restaurant because maybe the restaurant didn't provide the burger itself. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the burger is supposed to be in that box, and maybe that's the reason saying, hey, you didn't open the box. It looks like you got everything. What's the problem? But let's say the restaurant did forget it. The restaurant should be more on top of making sure all the items are in the bag. And in the event that they're not, they shouldn't be playing games. They just shouldn't. I had an issue with Jet's Pizza not too long ago where they gave me the wrong order. Asked multiple times if this is the right order, and they refused to listen to me. If you don't know what I'm talking about with that, I made a video in the description all about it. Feel free to check it out. All in all, don't be the guy to cause these situations. And if you're a customer that is literally trying to get a refund, have some evidence to actually support that the order has been tampered with or something. Otherwise, it's just fake news. It feels like fake news. It looks like fake news. It must be fake news. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.